Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited today. I have good news for you guys, and I have a special guest here.
I'm Vera.
And we're going to talk about how to come to Germany. We both live in Germany. How to come to Germany for studies. That's why I'm so excited because Vera came to Germany through her studies. Yeah, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So Vera, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so where should I start from? I'm Vera. I came to Germany for studies, and it was not under scholarship, it was a personal investment, so to say. Yeah, so the first thing that I did before I came, I applied for a German language school because I didn't know how to speak German before I came here, and I didn't learn German in Kenya. So I applied from Kenya at a private language school, which of course it's expensive, but it was worth it. And through that, I got an invitation letter, which I used it to apply for a visa in Germany. And application of the visa, it took me, I think, 1 month roughly to say. Yeah, so after a month, I got an email that I should go to do an interview, which I did, and then the results came back after 3 weeks. So yeah, then I was told I could pick my visa, but I could pick my visa, and I could now start processing myself to come to Germany. Now they asked me when I could travel, the possible travel date, and all those normal questions. But on the interview, it's not really hard. They only ask you normal questions like why Germany, and what are you going to do there, and how are you going to finance yourself. So is it like privately? And if it's privately, you have to have a blocked account, and you have to show them. Yeah, without that, you cannot get a visa. So, and then there is also another option that you can become here as an au pair. Yeah, such stories. But so it all depends. If you are really financially okay, if your pocket is deep, you can still come to Germany for studies. And good thing in Germany, we don't pay tuition fees. We only pay a semester contribution, which is around, at most, a university can ask for is like 300 euros, depending with the city where you are. But where I am, I only pay 265 euros. That is almost like 30,000 Kenyan shillings. So it's not a lot.
Yeah.
And with that, you can always get your student ticket and other benefits from the semester contribution.
So from the semester contribution, the ticket is already paid.
Yeah, the ticket is already paid. So,
and the ticket, you can use it the whole of Germany.
Yeah, depending from where you are studying. For instance, I study in Lübeck, so I'm allowed to travel to Hamburg. I can go to Kiel. I can go to Lüneburg in the north cities. And in the cities where I go, I can always use the ticket to maneuver around. So
like you can move to the counties.
Yeah,
you have a county ticket.
Yeah, so I can always maneuver without getting a new ticket when I arrive in that city. So it depends where you are, like whenever you study, where you're studying from. So it depends where you are going to study, but the ticket is included, and it's always cheaper for students. And I think life in Germany, it favors students because they know that students don't have a lot of money. Yeah. So with that, it's really good for us. And you can there are always student benefits in a lot of things. So
they are pro students.
Yeah,
pro students,
and there are a lot.
So you said when you went to the embassy, when you're applying for your visa, they didn't ask you a lot of things. They ask you, when do you want to go there? The questions you get asked, are they in English or in German? Should I know German before I apply for the visa?
Actually, it depends because number one, if when you are applying for the visa before the interview, you tell them like you don't know how to speak German, and of course they see the invitation letter you are going to a language school, so they know that you don't know how to speak German. So during my interview, they used English to ask my questions, and but if I think you speak German, they can just try to ask you some German questions to see whether you are really telling the truth or not. So yeah, so I was never asked a lot of questions, and they were in English.
Okay, and apart from the invitation letter you got from the school, what other documents did you need to apply for your visa? You also say the block account.
The blocked account. Yeah.
Can you tell us more about the block account? How much is the block account?
I think roughly to say it's almost maybe in Kenyan shillings it can be maybe 1 million, roughly to say so. But it depends again. I don't know. With time, it keeps on changing. I've stayed here for 4 years, so with the blocked account back then it was like 1 million Kenyan shillings.
Yeah.
So with that blocked account is the one that's the money that you use to renew your visa, and with that blocked account it's like a security to show the Germans that you can stay in Germany without
government help.
Yeah, and you can always support yourself.
Yeah.
So that's the whole reason behind having a blocked account.
What about the insurance?
Oh yeah, the insurance. So I came with the Kenyan insurance. Yeah, that one is also included. But after I arrived here, I had to get a new insurance. But when I was on a language school, I had a private, I was insured under private insurance. So I used to pay, I think, was it 40 euros per month? Yeah, private. Sometimes it's cheap, yeah, but it has a lot of bureaucracy on it. And once you finish your language school, once you get an admission letter, you must change because students are not allowed to have like the private one.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to change, yeah. So with the private one, yeah, there are pros and cons, of course. So, but I had to change it after I came. And the visa I got from Kenyan embassy, like from Germany, it was for only 3 months. And after 3 months, I had now to get
to renew
it for a year. So you have to renew it annually. So you have to go back to the immigration offices and show them what you are doing so far. And of course, there is a limit of studying the language before you start going to the university. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have another question I wrote down.
Yeah.
And okay, you said the visa process did not take that long.
No.
Can you tell us what you did in Kenya before you applied for the German language course? Like, what made you apply for German courses in Germany? You would have done it in Kenya, but you decided to do it in Germany.
Yeah, number one, I wanted to know how to speak the language so fast. Yeah, in Kenya, we are only limited. We only speak that language at Goethe Institute. And after Goethe, you just forget the language. Yeah. So using matatus or public vehicles, you just use Swahili or English. At home, you use Swahili or your mother tongue.
Invitation letter you got from the school. What other documents did you need to apply for your visa? You also say the block account.
The blocked account. Yeah.
Can you tell us more about the block account? How much is the block account?
I think roughly to say it's almost maybe in Kenyan shillings it can be maybe 1 million, roughly to say so. But it depends again. I don't know. With time, it keeps on changing. I've stayed here for 4 years, so with the blocked account back then it was like 1 million Kenyan shillings.
Yeah.
So with that blocked account is the one that's the money that you use to renew your visa, and with that blocked account it's like a security to show the Germans that you can stay in Germany without
government help.
Yeah, and you can always support yourself.
Yeah.
So that's the whole reason behind having a blocked account.
What about the insurance?
Oh yeah, the insurance. So I came with the Kenyan insurance. Yeah, that one is also included. But after I arrived here, I had to get a new insurance. But when I was on a language school, I had a private, I was insured under private insurance. So I used to pay, I think, was it 40 euros per month? Yeah, private. Sometimes it's cheap, yeah, but it has a lot of bureaucracy on it. And once you finish your language school, once you get an admission letter, you must change because students are not allowed to have like the private one.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to change. Yeah. So with the private one, yeah, there are pros and cons, of course. So, but I had to change it after I came. And the visa I got from Kenyan embassy, like from Germany, it was for only 3 months. And after 3 months, I had now to get
to renew
it for a year. So you have to renew it annually. So you have to go back to the immigration offices and show them what you are doing so far. And of course, there is a limit of studying the language before you start going to the university. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have another question I wrote down.
Yeah.
And okay, you said the visa process did not take that long.
No.
Can you tell us what you did in Kenya before you applied for the German language course? Like, what made you apply for German courses in Germany? You would have done it in Kenya, but you decided to do it in Germany.
Yeah, number one, I wanted to know how to speak the language so fast. Yeah, in Kenya, we are only limited. We only speak that language at Goethe Institute. And after Goethe, you just forget the language. Yeah. So using matatus or public vehicles, you just use Swahili or English. At home, you use Swahili or your mother tongue. So I felt like it would take longer, and since I had the support from my parents, I decided to take it in Germany, or rather they said that I should take it in Germany. Of course, it was expensive, but I learned it so fast because in Germany you are forced to use German basically, because you cannot start using English or Swahili.
No one will talk to you.
No one will talk to you in Swahili.
And even if you ask something in English, I speak just little English. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So since you're talking about that, also you can tell us the pros and cons of learning language here and learning language in German.
Okay, yeah. The first con to learn Germany in German. Not to learn German in Germany. To learn Germany in German. Not to learn German in Germany. Sorry. Yeah, it's really very expensive because I think I used to pay like on a monthly basis. That was approximately 460 euros per month. That is a lot. That's a lot. So you have really to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah.
And but you get to learn the language so fast because it took me like because I think I came here in 2018 May and I started learning the language in 2018 June. But by 2019 December I was done with everything.
Wow.
And I was now up to C1. Yeah, that is the minimum level that you need to have before you get enrolled to a university if you are going to study in German. Yeah, so it goes faster. Learning here and in a private school, it goes faster because you go to school every day and you learn the language always intensive. I think intensive is German. Now I'm mixing it. Yeah, but you get to know it so fast, and then in Germany you must use the language. Going shopping, going for your appointments, you use German, so you basically practice using that language, which is really easier to know than in Kenya. Of course, Kenya it's cheap, but it takes you long because, like, I think at Goethe Institute you learn one level for 3 months. I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes a little bit faster. The only con about here is just too expensive. It's really
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Guys, if you have any other questions, write in the comments and Vera will answer them. And we can also do another video if you have other questions. And yeah. First of all, can you tell us about before I forget, before we go, maybe we can Vera tell you guys how her life has been since she came to Germany and the life standard, the bureaucracy, politics, maybe, but not a lot of politics, please.
I don't want to be
But
deported
what
back.
about corruption? How is it?
I don't want to
And
be deported back. Okay. I just speak good things about Germany.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Life was maybe tough. Not even tough. It was challenging because in Kenya I think in Kenya I was in my comfort zone, but when I came to Germany, I came out of my comfort zone. So life was really, really challenging at first. But after 2 years, it became easier. Like after I got to the university, like after I became a student, because we have those status, like different status. You are like they call it Sprachschülerin. Now you because you are still in language school, so you're not even a student.
Yeah.
So after you change those status to becoming now a student, life becomes easier.
Yeah.
So again, when you are learning the language, you're not allowed to work. You only work during
Holidays.
Yeah. And it's limited amount when you are on Sprachschule. And that was one of the most challenges that I faced. And because I was entirely depending on my parents from Kenya, sending Kenyan shillings to euros. Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that was the most biggest challenge that I ever faced. But yeah, life in the beginning is very tough. And I continued well until C1. C1, that's where we do the learn with passing exams. So yeah, at C1 level, I actually failed like thrice. And I was giving up. I felt like, no, I should just go back to Kenya. But I had a friend, Mercy. Yeah, Mercy will be watching this.
Hi, Mercy.
You are the greatest inspiration to me. So yeah, she told me it's normal to fail that language in C1. So it's okay. You just have to try it again and again until you make it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, life becomes easier, which was really helpful. So I didn't immediately just give up. Yeah, after talking to Mercy and she gave me hope. Yeah, so I went back and I did the language again and I passed. Now I continued for my application to the university. So applying in the university is as well easier because once you have that language certificate, things become easier and you don't have to pay tuition fee, as I mentioned earlier. So, and it becomes very, very cheap because being at a language school is more expensive than being in a university.
Yeah.
So the expenses really reduced. Yeah, life in the beginning is always tough, but once you become a student, it becomes easier because now you can do mini jobs where you can earn around 400 to 450 euros. And
that's 45K.
Yeah, that
45K.
Yeah,
shillings.
or even 50,000.
Or even, with the vet. And you guys also, you have to think like if you come here as a student or you're coming to learn language, the grass is not that green.
No.
It's not that green. You have a lot of things that you're going to face. The way she was saying with the C1 is like the last level, no?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
I think
before the last level. The last level is C2. So C1
C2.
is really high up here.
Yeah.
You start with A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and then C2. That's like, so the language is hard. When you reach C1.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
And at C1 you're expected to really construct a very good sentence to understand. And at C1 now you don't read like normal stories or so. You are being given scientific texts to read, to understand, to analyze them. So that's why they really need it before you go to
university.
Yeah. And of course, after starting university, again, it becomes hard because I remember during my first lecture, I was asking myself, is the professor speaking in German or is he using another language? Because I didn't understand any word completely, and they're always speaking so fast,
Yeah.
dictating so fast. So yeah, it was really a big challenge at first, but you get to know.
You adapt.
Yeah, you
adapt to the words, to the way they're speaking so quickly.
And you have to just write everything you hear, as much as even it's not, even
Making
if it's
sense.
a joke, it's not even making sense. Just write it. It will make sense later. Because there's no one you can ask. You cannot keep on telling the professor, oh, repeat, sorry.
No, they don't have time.
Like, what the hell?
Especially Germans are so, I would say not all, but many are so impatient.
Yeah.
They don't have the patience. Even students, I remember in my time when I was doing nursing, they will ask a question like, oh, you didn't understand that.
Really?
The teacher has repeated that already 3 times.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I'll do it at home. So you have to reach home. You translate first in Swahili and then English so you can understand it. So yeah, understandable.
Yeah. But with time you get used to it. And trust me, after finishing like your studies or when you're a student, life becomes easier. So you can apply for, you can always search for jobs, working students, and you really get good money through it. So I think studying in Germany is now paying off my debts that my parents used to pay. So yeah, it was a good investment. Like, it's like studying is just another investment.
Yeah.
So
a good one. Very good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good experience, or rather, it's still a good experience. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being here today. I think I've asked
Anytime.
all the questions which I wrote down here.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, like we said before, if you have any questions, then write them in the comments, and also subscribe to this channel so we can have more of these topics which can help you. And give it a thumbs up.
And share.
Bye.
Subscribe. Bye.
Nice weekend, guys.